The Origins of Life, Chi Creation, Part 5. Right, so we got these jumping spiders again. And so as we look on here, we can see there's that black line. There's a white line above it. So like you can see like the wall of a wave and like all the froth in that kind of sense. You got like a blue sky and browny colour for sand. And so it looks like bubbly and frothy, splashing over. So it's quite like on the fish when we see all the pictures of those. When we've got like the painting or photograph on the side of the fish kind of thing. It's like that kind of aspect of it. It's also got like these sweeping lines here, like part of the tree of life kind of patterns, kind of like forming into a face kind of pattern and all that lot. I suppose like this could even connect to that and be like the ear shapes, like how the wave kind of cups and becomes like the ear, all those kind of things. Maybe even its legs sticking up to do with like horns and that relating to like the smile of a wave and like that tunnel when it gets flooded in that vortex, and relating it to horn like cow's horns, you know. And it's putting them up with I think it's like a threatening gesture. I think it might be a mating dance. I'm not sure. So like on these ones, we spoke about these being like the eyes and it being a reflection, but another aspect of it is like if we're underwater whilst the wave's turning, and then that'll be what you see, you know what I mean? So that's why it's all blue, and then like there's a bit of light catching inside and it looks like red, but I think it's just because it's muted. And like because it's got depth that it's going into it and stuff. But because of darkness, it kind of creates like that telescopic kind of aspect to its vision. So that kind of aspect. So all the light goes into it. You know what I mean? It's used for everything in it, like the ears, the lungs, all that kind of stuff. I think I've shown you these pictures before. Oh, I have, yeah. It's got like the depth and darkness of it and stuff. So like, you know, like your pupil and that. And you've got your Fibonacci, golden ratio, all the light going into the wave. That's like your face. You got your eyes, you can see out at water, and your ears, your forehead, bridge of your nose, which is both ways. Like we spoke about it going, all the information goes both ways, doesn't it? So your bridge of nose is the same as direction as your forehead coming forward, but it's the tunnel. So like the length of your nose is this part. So like it's shifted the information which way it uses it. It uses it two ways, and it kind of creates like, you know, a 3D version of whichever creature it's creating. We see its mouth digging up all the sand, the same there, but hair, all that kind of stuff. And so when it's repeated there, I've shown you a couple like that. I'm not sure if I've shown you that specific one. But again, all the curl of a wave, how it comes into eye and all that kind of stuff. You got all the like light on edges. So I want to talk about this. You got your heart shape, but I can't twist it. But if you consider that this is the turning, the turning wave, red. It's got all the action, so it's moving and it's coming over this flat water. If that were flat and still, once this comes over, it's going that direction, and then it'll make this become part of that direction, and then it'll form a tunnel and a spiral. But how that draws back. So if I go back onto the previous picture, see, like that's flat and still, and this is rolling this way. So as that rolls, it pulls that direction, and then they both end up being the same direction. So when we've got two directions, it's kind of like, I think that's part of it. Like, you know, the motion of a wave, because you got like the yin and the yang in that kind of sense. That was still, and this were moving. So, oh, it looks like a tunnel. So then you compare it to the eye again. So, you know, RV, you know what I mean, it's anything in that kind of sense. It's the chakra aspect to it. You can see the spiral, you see all the shape. So we're thinking about that vortex in tunnel of the waves. And the light which goes in. So when we compare it back to this, so that's like the tunnel, isn't it? But you're seeing it from underwater, so it's like the water's perspective rather than the external view, like that one. So that's external. It's like you're stood there looking at the water, whereas this is like being under the ocean whilst it's turning. So you could also say that like you're looking through one end of the tunnel, and then you're looking out of the other end of the tunnel, rather, you know, removing the reflection aspect of it, and it's like, you know, just one tunnel. So it's just like, you know, through both sides in that kind of way. It is still a reflection, but you see it centre line through everything, don't you? So they're more like dragonflies. And also it's got like, and with dragonflies we showed you on previous videos, previous series. I think it was Reflections of Love and Light, that one. You could see like the ground and the horizon, although it looked like it was underwater. So it looked like the sand on seabed floor and that kind of thing. And you're getting repetition of that in here, oh, it's dark and stuff. But it's the same area to find it, you know what I mean? So like when you look at dragonflies, you're getting that same area. You know, maybe different ones of these will have like a different colour, so it'll be like brighter slightly. So you know what I mean, you can distinguish, you know, compare it to be like the dragonflies and stuff. And again, your your tree of life pattern, how it's like forming like the mandible section of the dragonflies. As it shifts and changes and stuff, like it's forming into different potential forms of life and stuff. So, you know, one moment it's like a human face, the next moment it's like an insect or a cat, or and so on. And again, you've got all your blue, so it's like it's underwater already, kind of thing. So again, underwater, you're seeing through tunnel. Again, insect-like. And you get that bit of red. You can see it makes it look like a tunnel. it's good visualizing it like as underwater. We all seem to be like the shape of a spider itself is like taking different shapes as well. So you were seeing more of a cat-like shape, or I mean, when you look at it like that, in one sense, it looks like there's lots of different things. You see a snake's face in the middle. So could they be like the wings of a cobra? As you can see, its eyes there for a snake, and this would be like its mouth would be here. Again, you got your tunnel. It's different colour this time, but as you can your tunnel. But this is more like a fly in it. It's got that kind of pattern. I've seen them patterns on flies. So this one, so this is more like a reflection, or making it more obvious for its reflection because you got like a midsection, and other ends it's got light, so you can see sunlight there, and that's like looking into ocean. That's like looking out into the sky. So the previous ones were the dark on the outside. Is that like looking inwards, and that's looking outwards? That's seeing the sun, and that's why that's a reflection. And then it meets in the middle, on it? So that's half of that is itself for its own reflection. And the tree of life patterns are like lining across, like with that tunnel of that wave in that kind of way. It kind of shows that the tree of life patterns like matching up with the wave. So it's just like one tunnel. So you got like one eye. So then like all the colours and stuff like that kind of thing. So the lights, the water's diffusing, like the blurriness of it and stuff. And it's like that's like being in the wave. It's all green. Again, you got the red in tunnel. And making it look eye-like and also tunnel-like. So this one, it's a little bit different. You can see tree of life patterns. You see the wave shape. A lot of fish have got that under. And then the wall wave, the white froth and all that kind of stuff. And then in the middle, you've got the roll of the wave. That's like all that vortex area. See all light that's splashing in it and distorting and stuff. So it's showing you that. So all that gets that turning into a horn for a cow, you know what I mean? Or you can also, it looks like a Christmas tree. But in the same sense, that's how it would form in that kind of way. It's like, well, it will look to the flowers and how the pollen all comes off in all directions. So if it's a spin and be like the bull's horn, be hard and in its vortex shape and stuff like, and then eventually it loses it all and it's all going to go in different directions and stuff. And so you can see it's like splitting into that area. So you got all these lines. Waves crashing, eyes and back of head and all these kind of things. Where what can I see? It's more of that pattern. waves going other way, so you get your wall of a wave, like on the side of a bird's head, or on the side of a fish. So with eyes or moon, sun, you know what I mean? Reflection and stuff. I see like how the horns take up the leg shape on that. Hold on. Like that one. It's taking same shape. So if I twist it, but you know. So again there as well. But we're looking at body and we're seeing that like shape. It's like the roll of a wave. And another example. I mean, you got waves here. It's green if my film's picking it up. So then we've got all of this kind of stuff. There was a tree aspect of things, you know, like you can say how tree-like it is and that. So again, it's like every single one is like a roll of a wave, but of a vortex energy. So it'd be like the horn kind of aspect inside that wave. And it's chakras everywhere. So it's like repetition and pattern of chakras. It's just producing another wave coming out, another vortex pattern. Can't zoom into this one. No. You can see you look on the side. It's got eyes. I've got a roll at wave and all that kind of thing. All this blue greeny kind of colour for the actual froth which is rolling over at wave. If you look at it like that, it looks like a head and it's got an eye, and this would be its body, even though it's got another eye there, and its body continues. There's lots of stuff on it. So more of a tree aspect of it and stuff. Trees and horns. Like showing you where that shape comes from in that way. So it's got that smile aspect to it, that curve. How common it can be. In a sense, when you're like looking for it, there's quite a few different things which kind of like have these kind of qualities and stuff. So you can see like the roll of a wave. It's also like the teeth of a wave, the sunlight which is catching in that inside the wave, and then once it's once it completes, it just shoots out the water, whichever direction, because the vortex is no longer holding it. It's much more held there, and it splashes out. That's a time lapse of your water. You see it again, and it's got its horns. So another aspect of caterpillars is how they move. They ever build the body up into a wave shape, or half a heart, and then they lift up like a wave coming over. And they put themselves down, but then how they push back up like that kind of thing. So it is like a wave wanting to wanting to come over. In a sense, that's what gives it lift. Like, you know, it's like the information now, the water's kind of carried it over. It all splashes out all over the directions. You cannot spray. It's the path of a droplet of water. Which is what happens after it's rolled. Once it rolls, it then crashes, doesn't it? So dark underneath, but you got like all your sunlight. You know, it looks like the roller wave, like the each individual tooth, and all water spraying up at the top. And how fur or hair like it is. And you got it here, like your horns. Very vortex. Vortex part of water, which was kind of hard and it was solid whilst that vortex was there. Again, roll it wave, sunlight and stuff. Again, it's been a while since I took all these video pictures and stuff kind of thing, like, so it's not as fresh in my mind as it could be. But I have made a better filming space, so it's pros and cons. I think the pro is much more important than this one, so I should be able to keep up with making my videos in future, hopefully. I think it's just another example. You can see it rolls, you know what I mean? We're more segmented. You can see in between, but you know, we've got like gaps there. A lot of splashing up and stuff. And you're like comparing with snakes as well. You know what I mean? Because we see the same patterns, don't you? It's that one that looks like a flower bud. Because it's green and stuff, like, its colours changing there and all that kind of stuff, but you can see its eye, so you know it's going to turn into a butterfly. But the light and the wave and the patterns, all that kind of stuff, and then, you know, associate it with the flower bud as well. So when you get your pupas for your butterflies, something I wanted to point out is it wiggles when you pick them up, and the tail wiggles. It kind of like, you know, like the Kundalini awakening and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, you know, the amount of animals that do that, you know, like wasps and I don't know, there's other insects and stuff kind of thing which have that similar trait, which is like a Kundalini reference. Let's have a light. It's not light, it's a pale colour, white in that kind of way and stuff. But again, like flower buds and all that kind of thing. That transformation which goes through, you know, from seed to whatever it becomes, whether it becomes fruit or something living, you know what I mean, like a creature. So it looks like it come off the plant. It's put its tongue in it, but I took a few of them. It's just like seed pods, it'll come off and have a hooking kind of aspect to it, how it curls off and stuff. And again with the colour, you know what I mean, how it's, you could mistake those for flower buds. You have a wall of a wave it's crashing over, it'll look quite high up. There's another pupa. A previous video we spoke about how we get them folds on the flower buds. It were an actual flower bud or an iris, and it, you know, it's not much dissimilar from this kind of thing. Like it's got more organised spikes on it and stuff like. But I suppose again how it sticks there, so it's kind of like, you know, it's not much different from the plant anyway. So then we get wood looking, but it's still got like the ocean patterns as well. So even though it looks like wood, it's showing you ocean. So when we look at wood, that's showing you ocean as well, which we've got more to show you in that kind of sense. So you can see tunnel at wave. So yeah, it's like the eye, the teeth and segments of it and stuff. It's a little bit more difficult to make out and stuff like. You can see the wood aspect of it quite easily. So we've done some moths in previous episodes or series, looking at the ocean. I think reflections of love and light. You can see light patterns of, like, you know, it looks like that ash coloured moth, or, you know, it looks like the wood bark and stuff, but you can see the ocean. So it's the same as that in that kind of way. I think these were more for wood aspect of it though. It's like that. And you look at all of it like that. Again, it looks like wood. It also looks like a snake's head. You could get it confused by a different creature, like a bird or something. Like a bird's head. It could be its beak area, how that connects to eye area. But it's got that part, which makes it look snaky, you know, just like the head part. But essentially, it looks more wood-like, you know what I mean? It's got... It's a photo, so it does look still, but... Oops. See, so it's leaf-like, its wing and stuff. I think it's just casing, actually. And so, green, but the ocean, you know what I mean? You don't automatically generally think like leaves and stuff, kind of thing, like, which one aspect of it is. But the other aspect of it is it's essentially the ocean. It's just the same as all the other pictures we've looked at, in regards to moths and stuff. And you're seeing this pattern, that froth, that's the ocean, you know what I mean? And we spoke about the ocean being green. You see ocean spray all dotted in that kind of way and stuff. Sun setting. You see it like a wave. It's all crashing and you know, or splashing up there, kind of thing. You see it waves splashing there and splaying out and drawing back in. I mean, you got the patterns of it as well. Oh, I've gone over my time. I'll start for the next one. And thanks for watching. I'll catch you in a bit. Cheers.